What common trait do you find extremely unattractive in the opposite or same sex? The telepathy tax. Partners who hold it against their so when they fail to anticipate and fulfill their unspoken needs and desires. Damn it and words. If you don't tell me, how do you expect me to do something about it or try to fix it at least? Years later when we are in a fight I can't do anything about it. Feeling the need to post on social media constantly and pretending that they don't care about it, but obviously care a lot. I've been turned down for dates because I don't have any real social media accounts, no FB/Instagram/Snapchat/etc. It was baffling. She's talking others to make themselves look better. If someone shiz talks everyone else when they're not around, I usually start to wonder how they talk when I'm not in the room. Littering. You'd be surprised how many people don't give a duck and throw cheese out their car window. It's disgusting. Edit. I'm glad so many people feel strongly about littering too. When I was in basic I went to grab food with a roommate. On our way back he threw some garbage out the window, so I told him that if he does that again I'll drive back and make him pick it up, or he can walk the rest of the way back. Needless to say I was considered to be that guy when it came to littering. Crazy how littering is so normal for some people that when you confront them about it, you're considered to be a weirdo. I'm an a-hole, and I don't care if people call me an a-hole attitude. Also the I tell it like it is, or always speak my mind people, who are basically unfiltered a-holes. Deleted. Oh yeah, wow you would say that. Shouting at their partners in public. You would hate my parents lol. I feel the same way. Anyone who takes any advice, disagreement, constructive criticism as a personal attack. In all honesty I really struggle with this. I hate myself when people are unhappy with me or if I upset someone and I take everything very seriously. Ugh, major flaw. People who do things for clout and don't actually care for being genuine until they need something from you. Person gives homeless man X amount of money and he cries type of videos. Don't show me that shiz. Give the man the money, feel good about yourself, and duck off. Don't give it to him and expect me to praise you, you attention seeker. It absolutely is a good deed, but it's never done to solely help the guy. It's done for internet praise. People being obsessed with their social media presence. I recently got told I was hiding something and it made me seem untrustworthy because I don't have a Facebook account. Social media has got people's heads all screwed up, which is the reason I got rid of it. Acting stupid for attention or self-deprecation for attention, like buddy. Playing hard to get. If you like me just duck and tell me, stop beating around the bush. Edit. I'm a girl. I read the replies, and why is everyone norming only girls play hard to get? Both genders do it, because I liked a guy who also liked playing hard, so I thought he wasn't interested in me, but he kept dropping hints and confusing me. Or when you ask them out, they say no and a couple of months later they tell you they're interested in you, but they just wanted you to insist more. Once someone tells me no I'm done, I'm not gonna start harrowing you. Being oblivious to different economic circumstances. Yes. Or poking fun at it. I hated dating while poor. Self-absorbed behavior. The Kardashian/Housewives of syndrome. You are not the star of some reality show. Stop acting like it. I get such second-hand embarrassment when average people post to social media like they're famous. It seems to be the norm now to post content like you're addressing fans and not literally just your friends and family as most are. Hi guys, here's a quick haul I've picked up from Lush. Haven't been posting much lately due to change of circumstances, but in back. Big thank you to @TOPSHOP for my new jeans. They are amazing. I'm sure your 200 followers are on the edge of their seats. Pushing you to do something you don't want to because everyone does it and it's fun. Drinking alcohol. I've said no far too much. Oversharing on the internet. When I was 7 I pooped in a cereal box and put it back in the pantry. Narcissistic. That goes to both genders. Overconfidence is really nasty because it usually means that they think everyone, including you, is beneath them and treat you accordingly. I have enough enemies who try to put me down, to lift themselves up in my life, to not date one of them. Edit. Seeing as many people didn't like the word enemies, I'm here to explain. By enemies I meant assholes in general. Everyone says they want their partner to be super career ambitious. Screw that. I say put in your 40 hours then chill. I want someone who knows how to relax. My partner told me I'm the first partner who won't let him work himself to death. I don't understand that attitude. Don't you like spending time together? When they think that their taste in music makes them a superior person instead of just having different tastes, applies to both genders. Edit. Phrasing. Bruh, this. Not just music, but clothes, favorite TV shows, or YouTubers. Men bragging about being violent. Buffite Saint Sexy Honey. These people are baffling. Doesn't make other guys like them either. If you're in a fight every time you go out, I'm pretty sure you're an asshole, and I don't want to be wherever they are. Chewing with your mouth open. Duck dude, it drives me crazy. Or just in general making that awful smacking sound when you eat. I would rather die alone than have to listen to that at every meal. The inability to admit they are wrong, or when they apologize and then justify their actions. It depends on the way they justify their actions after apologizing though. It could just be an explanation on why they acted or thought the way they did, to give some insight on their thought process, so you don't assume they're just genuinely stupid. There's a fine line between explanation and excuse. Hard to get turns to hard to want real fast. As a woman, I've had a lot of people tell me I'm too easy. Countless men and women say I come on too strong. I can respond to texts in a decent time, have sex quickly if I'm feeling it, etc. The irony is, I just weed out the people who are playing games really quickly because I don't play games. If they wanna chase, they can go find a girl who wants to be chased. I don't have time to waste manipulating my way into an unhealthy relationship. Inflated egos, entitlement, incapability of being humble, and make fun of yourself. I read that as inflated egos. Yum yum. Messiness and having poor hygiene. I was recently told by a friend that his mom thinks of me as a clean person. And this isn't uncommon either. People always tell me how I don't stink like all the other guys. My secret? I just shower daily. Not to sound superior, because believe me, I'm not, but it's so easy to be clean, and people do notice. Edit. If you have a financial, skin, or mental health issue, 3 things that I never thought I'd end up grouping together, then of course that should be taken into consideration. Lack of compassion. They only seem to care about themselves. Just general toxic/jessless behavior. No, I do not want to sleep with the barista because they ask my name for my order. Yes, I was told to treat as I wanted to be treated as a child, so I will be polite and smile to others from time to time. This does not mean I want to shag every human being I interact with. I had an ex exactly like this. I was once in the hospital getting stitches and they accused me and the doctor flirting with each other. I'm sorry, but someone was doing me a favor and I didn't want to sit there in silence. The whole let me push all your buttons, you're wrong, I'm right, I do it because I think it's funny to rile you up shtick. Then repeat it immediately. And when you ask them to stop, it's all, guess I just won't have fun or joke around anymore, and then avoid talking to you at all. For me, it's the girls who constantly say I'm ugly and then you tell them they aren't, and then they go no, I'm really ugly, and it just goes back and forth. I can't stand it. No, you're not ugly. People just avoid you because you smell bad. Being rude to wait staff. It shows an utter lack of understanding/empathy to others, not caring that the staff are other people. It's often associated with the person thinking they're better than others. It's a complete turn off for me and would refuse to date someone like this. Fake tans, like the ones where they look orange. I've seen both men and women walking around like they are hot cheese looking like an Oompa Loompa. FR people be walking around looking like Abraham Lincoln on the penny, and it looks so bad. The alpha mentality. Anytime a dude calls himself an alpha male, I always think of Pinocchio when he says, I'm a real boy. Desperately trying to be unique. Unlike everybody else, I don't try to be unique. I'm just too crazy, not like other girls. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Yee, her best is probably going to be her partying and tripping on Molly until 5 AM when she calls you and asks you to pick her up, acting all cute and as if it was hilarious that she just did that. Not taking the ducking compliment. Like, if I say your hair looks good today and you say, haha, no, it looks like cheese. And I try to tell you again that it looks good. If you disagree the second time, I will tell you that fine, I agree it looks like cheese. Duck you, Marlene. Edit. Guys, I don't know someone named Marlene. I was writing this and thought of the vinyl MAO. I'm really bad at taking compliments. Never got them growing up, so now I like subconsciously don't believe them or something. IDK, it's ducked up. Like someone will go good job today and I'll just go now then feel like an idiot. Guys that find general housework to be demeaning and beneath them, so they expect women to do it for them while they sit there doing absolutely nothing. How can someone be comfortable watching someone do absolutely everything for them? This isn't typical, but I've actually heard a guy try to explain that this behavior is fair because if there was ever a home invasion, he'd be the one that would have to take the bullet and fight the guy off. I mean, a hypothetical situation that will probably never happen is the reason you can act like a pathetic douche every day of your life. WTF. I was just about to say this. I also get super annoyed when they say things like we split chores when that normally means she cooks, cleans, does dishes, etc. everyday chores, and he mows the lawn and takes out the trash once a week maximum chores. Like, that's not equal at all. Unless one person works vastly longer hours, you should be spending roughly the same amount of time doing chores each day/week. Thanks y'all for the golden karma, over talking, not having a give, and taking the conversation. I'm a guy and a coworker just talks and talks and talks, then starts ducking, talking faster. Like I say a sentence, he responds with 10. I just don't expand on the conversation anymore when he finishes because I want him to gtfo and let me take over the shift. Always on their phone. This chiz annoys me so much. I want to talk to someone while looking at them. When they are constantly on their phone, it makes me feel like I'm talking to myself and it's awkward as duck. Haha, yeah, I agree. While on my phone replying to this comment. Refusing to do anything they think is considered more feminine cause they think it's gay. Not washing your face doesn't make you straight, it just makes you crusty. I may have some bias since I do lean towards more feminine guys, but there's certain limits, man. I've read alarmingly many accounts on Reddit from people who have met macho men who won't wipe their because it's gay to touch your own asshole. When they can't take no for an answer. This is a pretty broad statement, but a lot of guys have trouble taking no. It can go from slightly annoying to really scary in a heartbeat. Edit. By broad statement I mean that it goes for both genders. However, because I'm a girl, I only ever encounter guys. I had a guy ask me out, and I said I wasn't sure if I was ready to have a relationship yet, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. Our relationship was miserable, and when I tried to break up with him, he wouldn't take it. But he would complain about all the things that were wrong with our relationship. Like, getting out wasn't an option, but it just wasn't fixable. I still have no idea why he hung on so long. Talking loudly. Not quite screaming, but damn close. Loudness in general. People who have the TV volume blasting very loudly. People who like to make phone calls with the loud TV in the background. People who talk loudly while someone else is on the phone. I just think loudness is a very unattractive quality. Also, and I know some people don't have control over this, but speed. People who are all over the place and don't spend more than 2 seconds on one thought. As someone with ADHD who works in customer service, it becomes very frustrating to help someone who doesn't stay in one place. Very unattractive quality. Edit. I feel like I should say something about people with hearing loss/hop. That's different. At least to me it is. I'm talking about loud, abrasive, and rude people. People who don't seem to understand the social contract. People who have zero social skills and don't know how to talk to other people, especially those in the service industry, without screaming and or yelling over others. People who think that they have something very important to say and have to talk over everyone else to say it. I've dealt with hearing loss people and I have no problem adjusting my voice to accommodate them. Some things can't be helped, and I get that. Edit 2. People. I'm not personally attacking anyone. If you can't help it, if that's just how you are, or if you have some sort of affliction, I get it. Not everyone is the same, and I struggle finding the words to convey that it's a very specific type of loud person that I find unattractive. Live and let live. A lot of these people come from large families where being loud is a survival strategy, so it becomes their normal and is a difficult habit to break. The need to take pictures so often and record everything. This should never have been normalized. Edit never mind. I take it back. As long as you're doing it to preserve memories and not just solely for the purpose of social media likes, you do you, baby. I used to feel like you, but this comic made me reconsider this. I feel like judging about people's way of enjoying a moment is like judging someone's laugh. It stops them in their track while they are being happy, so I try to avoid this as much as I can. Toxic positivity. I need to be able to feel bad for a moment when I'm dealing with something crappy. It helps me get through it. I dislike people pleasers too. Be kind but don't be a doormat. Be kind but don't be a doormat. Whoops. Habitual weed use. I encourage the decriminalization of marijuana, but holy chiz, guys, high isn't supposed to be a personality trait. Damn, this connected with me. I have a date tomorrow with a nice young lady, and I told myself that I wouldn't smoke at all tomorrow, so I could have a legitimate genuine moment with another person. I also want to remember every detail cause I'm crushing on her hard, y'all. A lot of people have sent me some very kind words. Thank you all. Lip fillers. It's super popular right now, but it just grosses me the duck out. Same. I'm not interested in someone who looks like they've recently been making out with a shop vacation. Weed. No, you're not special because you smoke or eat edibles or whatever it is you do with weed. Side note, chiz, I'm not even against legalizing weed, just ducking shut up about the fact that you smoke it. Good god. It's like the kids who brag about how drunk they get. Exactly. I don't care if someone smokes, but if their Tinder profile is all gifs of them smoking blunts or posing with their bong and their bio is 420 friendly, stoner, smoke me out, then I'm swiping left. Squeaky little girl voices, especially if it's on purpose. See, if it's an affectation, I'm not a huge fan. But if her voice goes up a bit when she's excited, or I tell her she looks good or something, I find that pretty cute in a woman. Edit, a word. Deleted. Acting like being a bitch or being edgy is cool. Then people say, wow, they are so empowering. They're a boss. They're savage. They're confident. No, Becky, they're rude and arrogant. Being needy and acting like you're the only human in their life. Like, please give me a ducking break, I didn't adopt a 37-year-old child. 444 months. Thanks. Making fun of my appearance, even as a joke. It's a giant red flag, and I won't date anyone who teases me about it. And not just limited to appearance. Repeatedly pointing out your so's flaws in jest leads to contention pretty ducking fast. Especially in front of third parties. Especially to their parents. Who are you trying to appeal to? Spitting. Just grosses me out. Wait, do people really spit habitually around potential romantic partners? Like, I grew up on a farm, spent most of my formative years doing manual labor, am generally uncultured swine, and therefore have been known to hawk a loogie when I'm working, or whatever. But if a girl saw me spit, I'd honestly be pretty mortified. Acting thirsty or making sexual innuendos early on. Nothing drives me up more. Just reminds me of that old college humor sketch. I'm gonna make it so dry for you. My mouth is gonna be like sandpaper. It's gonna feel like getting a mouthful of sand. Lack of emotional intelligence or ability to be able to take a step back from a situation. To see things at all sides, but instead take everything personally and only hear part of what someone said, then shut people out, preventing anyone from discussing a solution/resolution to a problem as a team. Instead of sitting down and have a discussion over a problem, they disappear for weeks, then make relationship decisions all on their own. Come back, then tell you how they are changing the relationship dynamic without your input, without talking to you about it. So, blocking out communication before making important decisions. You dated my ex too? Smell and poor hygiene. No one smells just because they are a dude. They smell because they don't clean themselves. Excessive body spray is not an alternative. Hot water, soap, and shampoo are amazing. Thinking that acting antisocial and toxic is empowering or something. Not forcing myself to interact with people when I didn't want to was empowering, but it was also a phase. Now I realize that I can be friendly without feeling drained, and also that I enjoy the company of others most of the time. I learned that there is a polite way to be an introvert. Using your partner as your therapist. Man, I don't know why I attract the broken guys, but every date I've been on where it went past the first date, they'd start telling me all about their disturbing thoughts and I'd be supportive, but I'd internally be screaming, because this was supposed to be a fun time and I didn't emotionally prepare for this. They are animals. I killed them. And not just the men, but the women, and the children too. I hate sand. Acting the martyr. Yes, being over the top selfless is just another form of passive aggressiveness, right? I'm completely giving myself up for you to an extent that you could never return. You are such an a-hole, and someday you will suffer when you realize that I have been so good to you. Thinking they're quirky for doing white girl crackhead energy things. Dabs in Wamat IMSUKHCRAKHEAD. More of a general trait, but extroverts that think there is something wrong with you for being an introvert. Chill people, I'm not depressed, I just don't like going to the bar every ducking night. I find more enjoyment staying home playing video games or reading a book. Going out with people is exhausting. Nothing wrong with me, I just don't need people around me all the time to be happy. I'm an introvert and I love sitting at home playing video games and being alone. But when someone invites me somewhere, and when I decline they won't stop saying, oh come on it'll be fun, or why not, like, if I said no I mean it. The gaslighting. On any level. So, I'm to blame for your behavior? I'm to blame because you couldn't possibly be wrong or held accountable for your decisions? Edit, whoever you are, thank you for the gold. This one hit real hard. Was in a good place when out of nowhere I get hit with accusations of being unhinged. You need to see a therapist. Would you even have gone if I didn't tell you to? Got left after a few weeks of that and surprise surprise, she was cheating. But for the longest time I thought I was losing my mind and something was wrong with me, and it left lasting damage. Even when I discovered the truth, I still blamed myself. Only about a year later I came to realize that I had been perfectly content and happy before the accusations came, and they were likely her trying to deflect blame / justify cheating. When people feel bad for or think it's weird when others do things alone. Just because I enjoy going to restaurants / watching movies alone doesn't mean I'm lonely, especially when it's an acquaintance and they ask me to sit with them or talk to me for an extended period. Just let me read my book in peace, GD. I remember when I started doing things alone. It felt so weird. My entire life was spent doing things with others. That's just what people do. After a while I liked it more and more and now prefer it. Complete freedom to go and do whatever you want without someone there to push you into things you don't feel like doing or seeing. People who are socially inept are extremely attractive to me. I love weirdos, extremely shy people, socially awkward people, people who are too smart for their own good, causing them to alienate others, people who are just socially oblivious, the list goes on and on. I just like people who seem like they weren't meant for this world, I guess, lol. I think being unable to blend in is very attractive in others. Gets me every time. Edit, wow, I just realized that I didn't even answer this question correctly. Oops. Thought it said attractive, not unattractive. Sigh, either way it seems like it was a happy accident, since it seems a lot of you can relate, so I'm gonna leave it up. This is a thing some people like. Guess I might actually have a shot in life. Constantly posting chiz on social media for attention. Women that refuse to do any kind of labor. I live in the southern US. and do a lot of farm work, and seen girls half my size kick a tossing hay bales, and some refuse to do anything because it requires effort or you get dirty doing it. Like, come the hell on. Being lazy isn't attractive. Treating the waiter like crap at a restaurant. Deleted. Or driving too aggressively. Getting aggro with the horn and cutting people off, etc. Deal breaker. Having no ambition, work or otherwise. I'm all for pursuing a hobby or dream, but if you live to sit around judging others while you do nothing, that is not attractive. Edit. As mentioned previously, I'm all for pursuing a hobby or a dream. Ambition does not always refer to a job. It can be pursuing anything a person is interested in. It is the people who choose to sit around judging others while doing nothing themselves that I was talking about. If you want to do nothing, go for it, but don't tell me how to pursue my life's dreams. I'm technically pursuing what most people consider a hobby, so I certainly wasn't just referring to work ambition. Sorry for the confusion, but I left my original comment unedited, which clearly states, or otherwise followed by hobbies and dreams. Edit 2. Ironically, it is the ones sitting around doing nothing that are always telling me how to make more money. They always have some sort of get rich quick scheme or suggestions on how I can make cash on the side. The opposite extreme is a drag too. Making bank isn't an identity. You're not Michael Douglas in Wall Street, you're a doucher bag. People who put you on the spot in front of others as a way to get you to agree with them on something. My former best friend with this, and it ticked me off. E.g., asking if I wanted to go to a concert, eat something, etc. anything. Or, why not? In front of people, and then me having to justify my reasons, and being put down if they didn't find my reasons sufficient enough. You could always just say I don't want to, and when they ask why not, because I'm an adult, and can make my own decisions. I have used this many times. I figured a while ago that my time and what I want to do is more important than tagging along with people like a herd, where one person seems to sway everyone to do things. Showing off toxic traits like it's a personality. Smoking. Disgusting. People using mental health issues for attention. Depression isn't like a pair of socks that you can just put on one day and then take off the next. And no, Sally, you do not have OCD just cause you lined up 2 pencils on a desk or used pink to color code your calendar on Wednesday. Cause trust me, I have it, and sometimes it makes my life choose. Depression can look like it's like a pair of socks that you can put on one day and take off the next for people who don't understand depression. Masking depression is a thing, so it makes sense that people around us don't realize we have depression just because we make it seem like we don't. It's sucky. Edit. Sorry about format, I'm on mobile ugh. Vanity. Always fishing for compliments and validation of appearance. Unkempt facial hair. I don't care if a guy's clean shaven, bearded, mustachioed, has huge sideburns, whatever. Each face is unique and looks good with different things. But I can't stand when a dude just lets it all grow wild without taking care of it. It speaks of laziness. Overly attached and expecting to be chased, literally or metaphorically. Purposely making yourself look like you have a low IQ. I can't stand people who think it's cool or funny to look absolutely stupid not having any social skills at all. I'm gonna sound like a boomer, but people don't know how to communicate normally anymore. It's really sad, because I used to talk really proper. Then I changed schools and all the kids made fun of me. I eventually started talking dumb to fit in more. Now I don't know how to talk proper anymore. It sounds really fake when I try, which people take as condescension. I'm straight, but a trait I find annoying in other men is false confidence. A book I once read described it better, but essentially a guy will to give you a definite answer, even if he doesn't know. Then they won't own it if they are wrong. Keeping emotions, thoughts, and feelings to themselves, because that's what a man is supposed to do, or because you're playing hard to get. It's better to be straightforward and honest about how you feel about someone. I guess I'll call it selfishness. Whatever makes people disrespectful and ungrateful. Vanity, I guess. Like if you go on her Insta or whatever, it's just selfie after selfie after selfie. How can you be that obsessed with yourself? It's bizarre to me. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.